some point in time. Well, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade does look like it will be a little bit wet. In fact, a little bit wet is an understatement. We're looking at possibly a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain. A lot of that will be falling through the morning hours. So unfortunately for this parade, it is wet, but it is just that wet. Rain, fall, there's not enough wind to create really any problems with the float. So that's some good news as we look at the storm system here. The rain already falling in New York City as you get outside of town into those elevations. That's where it's all snow. Speaking of the snowfall map, we are looking at some of those elevations of Vermont picking up 6 to notice this morning. Again, starting off with plenty of rainfall as the parade's going on in New York City. We do have that snow in the higher elevations. As it moves, we don't necessarily see a big shot of cold air coming in on the backside. So don't expect that transition to snow as we can sometimes see with these storm systems in the teens for some locations here across the interior Northeast. So you'll want to wear those extra layers and look at tonight's lows. I mean, they're getting storms ahead of the cold.
Yeah, they will also get the cold. You can already see where some ongoing freeze.
Quite a few travel delays, unfortunately, across some of the U.S., including in Los Angeles to start off the morning. They do have a lot of that fog ongoing, less than quarter-mile visibilities in some locations. Meanwhile, it's the thunderstorms and the moisture out east that creates all the problems. So again, Los Angeles making a lot of winter enthusiasts happy. Of course, that's New Hampshire, taking you a little bit farther south along the line here. We do have some of that snow mixing anywhere from Ohio into states like northern Pennsylvania here. As you get into the ski country of New York State, which is western New York State over here, some of those high elevations, we're going to be picking up that snow pretty intensely. Not just then into the evening, that storm system is starting to depart through New England. As it does, it leaves behind it a cold air mass coming in, and the arrival of this cold air mass comes on some stiff winds. What that will do, set the stage for a big lake effect snow event. Several days worth of it. Tonight, we fall to the 30s in Buffalo with that lake effect snow coming through. Meanwhile, Washington, D.C., Buffalo, that's where the game will be taking place Sunday. I think Sunday morning, probably that lake effect snow band tries to shift out of Orchard Park itself. But what we do know is there will still be the potential, at least, for some snow for the pregame and the early start of the day. And, of course, there's going to be feet of snow in that stadium, too. So the challenges will be trying to remove the snow for the game. Something tells me, though, the nation there, as they call it, probably won't have too many problems with this. And that cold air continues to hound its way on in as we go through.
Well, maybe waited for Thanksgiving Day for less volume, but now we have more weather.
Yeah, we do have a little bit more weather, especially across the Northeast, where we're talking about some of the most challenging times. But even if you're out in Los Angeles this morning, you're already dealing with a lot of that fog in place. So please note that central part of the nation, other than the cold sweeping its way on in, really no big challenges here. The Northeast, that's where our biggest challenges will be. Buffalo expects some major delays as we start to see